So talking about Raya Ramananda Samvada from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the conversation between Raya Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the sadhana and sadhya, the process and the goal to attain pure devotion also. So Srila Maharaj, Srila Gurudev is talking about the different types of knowledge acquiring. These 5 types of ways to acquire knowledge. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada has elaborated on Pratyaksha Gyan. So this aim for bhakti, the progressive types of bhakti, that bhakti without knowledge of Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So one should have a relationship with Krishna as like our own family member, like our brother, sister, mother, father. In the same way, the Brajavasis, they stay with Krishna and they think of Krishna as their own family member. That means that they are happy in his happiness and they are sad in his sadness. And it's like one person in the family. Whether you say mother or father, if they have a fever, then you feel also unhappiness. You do not have fever, but your family member has fever. God forbid that you have fever, but this happens anyway sometimes. I'm not saying that your family member should have fever. Or if your family member is diseased, then you also are in anxiety, like cancer, like incurable diseases. The family members become very disturbed. Not you, but not you. You don't have this disease, but you feel the pain of your family member. You feel their happiness and you feel their sadness. In the same way, the Brajavasis, we're hearing of their suffering in Krishna's unhappiness and their happiness in Krishna's happiness. This is called Lokik Sambandhavat Priti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to hear this. There is 2 types of bhakti, Vidhi Bhakti, Raga Bhakti, in whose heart there is spontaneous, natural love and affection for Krishna. In the Shastras, it is written, by following rules and regulations, one can progress in one's spiritual perfection. But many rules and regulations in this, if you do not follow these rules and regulations, then the society becomes disturbed. If you do not follow the rules and regulations, then you are punishable. Like, for example, you are driving a car. You cannot say, I will drive as I like, whether I drive 40 kilometers an hour or 80 kilometers an hour. There, on the road, there are warnings, speed limits, not more than 60, not more than 20 kilometers in a school zone area. You cannot say that this is my car, I can drive it as I like. There are rules and regulations for the protection of society and its members. If you drive fast, you will also uh, be hurt, and also others. Now Sanjay Prabhu saying either say ha or hu, one or the other. I remember listening to his katha some 50 or 60 years before, when we were in the the teacher of the village. It was when we were learning. We were and there was a village pandit. His name was Parmeshwar Pandit. We used to sit under a tree, and he used to have a stick, and he used to shout loudly, like this, ha, hum. This is reminding me of that time. He used to speak very loudly. And then college was school and college we went to. But this is some 60 years ago. Like that. Sanjay Prabhu saying who and ha. It's learning under a tree, like munis and rishis. This and this. In past times, this is how they used to teach the students. By just under a tree. You say who or ha. This is Vidhi Marg and Rag Marg. So there's no, if you do not have love and affection towards Krishna, then how to control society? Then society will be ruined. Like the example is given, like driving a car whimsically out of your own desire. If you, why do they keep speed limits? For your protection and for the protection of others. I'll say ha, Haji. If you drive fast, then you will fall into a ditch or over the edge. If the schools are not more than 20 speed limits, because they are small children crossing the road, and then the children will be, you will have an accident. In the same way, in the process of following rules and regulations, this is one of the process of following bhakti, and the other is raganuga bhakti. Very simply, the process of Vedic bhakti is being described. Raya Ramananda is saying, Prem Bhakti is this a essence of all Prema Bhakti. Raya Ramananda is saying Prema Bhakti is the highest. Two shlokas, one from Padyavali. Very nicely described this shloka. When we are hungry, we eat. But one who is not hungry, if you bring many different types of very delicious preparations, he will not eat. But one who is hungry, whatever they can get, they will eat. The meaning to say, those who perform rules, practice bhakti under following rules and regulations, they have no ruchi. Just like in a class, They will just attend the class and their name will be ticked off. They will sit at the back. And they will not be concerned about the teachers, the lesson. They're not interested. They sit at the back. And that person who has ruchi says, oh, say loudly. They sit where? In front. Again, remember Sanjay Prabhu's katha. When Parikshit Maharaj heard Bhagavad Sapta, where did he sit? Did he sit at the back or did he sit in front? He sat in front. That first class student, he sits right opposite. That person, the student who is not interested, he will sit at the back. He's listening to every word and he's not wanting to miss any word. If there's there's those who do not want to learn. Say, hey, listen, sit here, sit in front. So I'm saying, sit in front and listen carefully. And so there is one is Vedi Bhakti. There's many names of Vedi Bhakti. If you write it down, Shastra Anusasanmay Bhakti. This is the first name of Vedi Bhakti. Shastras Sasan Anumad Bhakti. Bhai Upadika Bhakti. This is another name. Bhai Upadika Bhakti. Bhai means what? If you do not follow the rules and regulations, then you have to go to hell. So it's like tomorrow Ekadashi is there. Oh, you don't know. Say loudly. Haji. Haji. Just at least say yes, sir. Tomorrow is Ekadashi. If you do not follow Ekadashi and you take those 5 types of grains, you will commit sinful reaction and you will have to suffer. No, then one will think he will have to follow Ekadashi. Why? Why? Why are we following Ekadashi? We do not want to go to hell or suffer any unexpected reactions. And so this is out of fear. So it is called Bhai Upadika Bhakti. Like one rocket is going very, very fast. Somebody asked, why are you going so fast? Once somebody asked. I'm going fast because there's fire on my backside. You saw a rocket. And you see the rocket is moving very fast. And there's fire coming from his bottom. In this way, in the same way, who is following bhakti out of fear, then they are performing Bhai Utpadika Bhakti. But in this Sanskrit, just try and understand. There's 2 then. Vedi Bhakti is one name. Vedi Bhakti, the second name. Shastra Anusasanmay Bhakti, that's 2. Chastisement. Then Bhai Utpadika Bhakti. Tomorrow I will ask you, which is written in scriptures, Madhurya Kadambini, it is written in this book. Just time is up, he's saying. Bhai Utpadika Bhakti. And another is Aishwarya Mula Bhakti. Aishwarya Mula Bhakti. So having this conception of God as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that bhakti is considering that this is God. So now, four names now we have. There are many names, but we have just mentioned four. Vaidhi Bhakti, Sastra Anusasanmay Bhakti, Bhai Utpadika Bhakti, and the fourth, Aishwarya Mula Bhakti. Aishwarya Mula Bhakti. And Raganukta. Are just saying time is up. We should know about Raganuga Bhakti because in this verse, Iste Sarisika Raga. That those Brajavasis who are the eternal associates of Krishna and the direct manifestations from Krishna, they have natural and spontaneous this service tendency, service mood. Bhakti means tendency to serve. To have those same moods as that, a personality whose direct manifestation, expansion of Krishna. Having that mood is called Raga Nuga Bhakti. The Brajavasis are called like Nanda and Yashoda, Sridham, Sudam, Radha and the Gopis. They have natural, spontaneous love and affection towards Krishna. For this reason, according to one's mood, one has love and affection towards Krishna. Maybe in Dasya Bhav, Rakta Patrak, Subal Sridham, in Sakha Bhav, Nanda Yashoda, in Vatsalya Bhav, and the Gopis, Madhurya Bhav. And they become absorbed in that mood. This type of bhakti is called, and the person is called Ragatmika Jan. To have one sprinkle of their mood, that is called Raga Nuga Bhakti. These are very beautiful considerations. So it's Vaidhi Bhakti and another is Raga Nuga Bhakti. There are many types, many names of Raganuga Bhakti. One is Lobhamai Bhakti. Lobhamai Bhakti. That's why in the second shloka, Raya Ramananda is saying, you can purchase this bhakti by your greed. It's called Lobha Mulya Bhakti, and natural and spontaneous. There's many names for Raganuga Bhakti. And saying, how should we listen to this katha? It's from the lotus lips of a pure devotee who can relish the sweet mellows. And slowly we enter into this process of Rag Bhakti. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing, performing Vaidhi Bhakti slowly and steadily, we hear from the lotus lips of the pure devotee those those very relishable pastimes, sweet pastimes, like we are following Damodara Vrat and Damodara Ashtakam, how Krishna was tied from Mother Yashoda's Vatsalya, parental love and affection, and how Srimati Radhika tied Krishna with a garland of flowers. By hearing this katha, then we get this greed. If we don't hear, then how will we get this greed? If there's a very nice sweet, famous in Mathura, and if you don't know about it, how will you develop any taste for it or greed for it or to taste it? So the advertisements, they have to advertise this. They put on TV or again and again, and then they it makes an impression in our mind. Like shoes are advertised. These shoes are famous. Again and again, they put these images, and they make an impression on you. But why? Only one should be in one time you can see or hear. But they repeat again and again. Why? Because to make an impression. In the same way, by listening to the katha, pastimes of Krishna, and that particularly of Braj katha, then this greed will manifest in the heart. In this verse, that which is not able to be attained by many lifetimes of pious activities, then slowly by process of sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya, anartha nivritti, and then it seems like you are progressing and you will reach your goal. So Vidhi Marg, this step-by-step process there. So the other example is of how to get to the fifth level of a building. First, one option is that you go climb the stairs, but the other way is to you can take a lift. Gurudev used to give this example. Rag Bhakti is like that. It will take you there quickly. So in Rag Bhakti, greed will manifest. How? By hearing from the lotus lips of a Rasik Bhakta. It will not be attained by any sukriti from pious credits accumulated over previous lifetimes. You don't need money. You don't need to do anything else. Just hear Harikatha. And how and who from? Not from here and there. When his heart is saturated with Krishna Ras, like a rasgulla, is saturated with sweetness. If you pick it up and then like this, the juice will be dripping down. In the same way, in that person's heart who has this Braj Ras, in that person's heart, from hearing that person, that greed will manifest in your heart. Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Van Bihari Lal ki jai. Jai Shri Radhe Shyam ki jai. So